Hello friends, this is lesson number 68 in the series of British literature, and today in this lesson we shall discuss another Elizabethan writer. The name is Richard Hooker. He was born in the year 1554 and died 1600. By profession he was a priest in Church of England, and later he is famously known as a theologian. Now, what is theologian? Actually, theologian is a person who studies theology, and theology is the study of God, religion, and Christianity. And one more thing that we know about the different classes, or the you can say categories of churches, like Catholic Church, Anglican Church, or even there are Protestant. So the Anglican Church, that is also known as the Church of England. Among the originators of Anglican Church, we have this name, Richard Hooker. So the people who gave the idea of Anglican Church, we have one name, that is Richard Hooker. Okay, there were other persons or other writers or the religious people as well. Now, if you don't remember the things related to what is Anglican Church or the Catholic Church or what is Puritanism, Protestants, then I would suggest you that you should go to a video number, I think lesson number yes 27 and 28 in this series. There you will find the age of revival and the beginning of the Elizabethan age. So there I have described the things related to these branches of Christianity. Anyway, one thing you can remember, that the people who were in favor of Anglican Church, they were against the extreme, you can say, Protestants, and also against the Catholics. The people who were die hard, those who were, you can say, strictly following Protestants or the Catholicism, the Anglicans were against these two branches of Christianity because they were not that strict. Okay, they were considering the Queen to be the head, or they have great faith in the Queen of England, the Anglicans. Whereas the Catholics, they consider the Pope of Roman Church, they consider him as the head. Anyway, you can go there and read the things related to these branches. Now, one famous work we have from this writer, and that is asked in UGC NET exam several times, and the name of that work is Of the Laws of Ecclesiastical Polity. Now, ecclesiastical, okay, this is a bit longer word. So, for this, it is related to Christianity. So, this word ecclesiastical or ecclesiastical, okay, however you may pronounce it, and the spellings of polity, it may differ, as it was in UGC NET exam, something like this. Okay, so of the laws of the ecclesiastical polity. Now this work, uh, it is also considered as the first great work of theology and philosophy in English. So theology I already told you, and in this work we have 8 books, and 4 were published in the year 1594. One was in 1597, and the rest of the 3 books were published posthumously. So 4 books we find in the year 1594, okay, and then one was in 1597. The rest were published posthumously, means after the death of the writer. Now, in this book, we have several principles, or you can say the philosophies given by him related to Christianity. Especially, he is focusing more on the Anglican way or Anglican Church. So, he opted for the middle way between the Catholics and the Protestants. And this work is generally considered as it is a reply to the Puritanism, because the Puritans were the people, they were strictly Protestants, means they were following the Protestant branch, but very strictly in their personal life as well as in their religious practices. They were so much strict, the Puritans. And these Anglican people, they are supposed to follow the threefold authority. The Anglican Church is supposed to follow the threefold authority that is written in this book. Now, threefold authority means three things they have to follow. Three things you may consider them as the three basic main things of their religion. The first is, of course, the Bible, that is also in Catholicism. For Bible, there is one more word, that is scriptures. I write there scriptures, means the original text that is written. Scriptures means something originally written text, and it is also termed as a message from Bible. The second thing they are supposed to follow, the Anglicans, that is the tradition, or we can call it as tradition of church. Now, there are things given in the, or things explained in the Bible. When you have to seek guidance, religious guidance, you read the Bible. When you when you don't get proper guidance, or the things are not clear in the Bible, then you can seek guidance from the tradition of church. Then the church will guide you. And even if the church is not clearing the things to you, then there is the third, that is reason. So human reason means you have to reason the things by yourself. Through logical reasons you can seek guidance for yourself. So remember, this was also a question in the previous year papers. So three principles: Bible or the scriptures. Second is the tradition of the church. Church here means the head of the church will guide you, of course, the head priest. And then we have the reason, the logical reason. Now, as I earlier mentioned that he was against the Puritanism. Richard Hooker, he was against the branch or the religious practice of the Puritans. He says that the Puritans were quite confused because they respected the Queen Elizabeth, but they did not follow the Anglican Church. And he was saying that the people of England, they must follow, and they should take pledge to serve the Queen and also the Anglican Church. According to him, the Queen was the supreme magistrate or the governor of the country. So she was supposed to be, you can say, spearhead above anybody else in the country, the Queen of England. And then he talks about some of the principles which Puritans follow, but the Anglican Church that do not follow. So Hooker is criticizing these things which I am going to tell you now. The first is that the scripture alone is the rule that should govern the human conduct. So according to the Puritans, only the scripture that will govern or that will give the guidance to the human people or human beings, I should say. And then he was also saying, not he actually, the Puritans, they were saying that the English church, the Anglican church that is corrupted by the Catholic orders, means it has the impact of the Catholicism. So Hooker is criticizing these points which I am telling you now. The first is about the scriptures, and the second is about the English or the Anglican church, and the third thing he criticizes where it is written that the elders should be the head of the church, not the bishops. According to them, the bishops, the priest, bishop is a priest sort of person. So they are corrupt. So this is said by the, or this is supported by the Puritans. One more thing, that no civil governor to be given powers above the church. So there will be no governor above the church. It was said by the Puritans. But in Anglican, we see that the queen is the head. She is above the, or she can be considered as the head of the Anglican Church. She is above that. But here they are saying that the church is above everyone. And then one more thing, the fifth point we can note as scriptures prescribe an unalterable form of church government. So it means that whatever is written in the scriptures, that is unalterable. It cannot be changed. So these are the things related to that work of the laws of the ecclesiastical polity. So a bit difficult word it is. And one thing, okay, you should remember that these principles, the Puritans, the principle of the Puritans, which we discussed, the last five principles, or the you can say their uh, rules or whatever. Uh, these rules are given or found in the work that is called as admonition. 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 Actually, it is not a work. It is, you can say, a rule book or punishment book in the Scottish law. Scottish law. And then there is another writer. Okay, first I write the spelling of admonition like this. And then there is a writer. The name is Thomas Cartwright. So Thomas Cartwright, he also talks about, he's also Elizabethan writer. He also talks about the Puritanism and he follows these things. So these principles of the Puritans which we discussed or which are criticized by Richard Hooker are given in these two works or the books you can call. Now we have several questions, but these questions are entirely focused on the work, the same, of the laws of the ecclesiastical polity. So the first, in his masterpiece of the laws of the ecclesiastical polity, Richard Hooker affirmed the Anglican tradition as that of a threefold code not quickly broken. So he specifically referred to the following except. So which are the three, you can say three code uh, principles. So the first we have, that is tradition. The second, scripture. Okay, I just adjust this. Yes. So tradition, scripture, community, reason. Now we discussed Bible. Bible stands for also the scriptures. Then we have reason, of course there was, and one more was there, that is tradition of church. So what was not there? That is community. So it has nothing to do with the community. So tradition is related to the religion, scriptures are also, and a reason is related to the human, you can say, logical understanding. Then we have another question. Here we had to match these works. So one thing again I say, in such questions, because more often than not you will find five or six questions in that sort of you can say arrangement, where you have two columns and each of these column will be having four options and you have to cross match them. So in such questions, if you know at least one or two, your answer is done, your job is done. So now let's see how many can we get right or how many you can get right. Robert Burton, if you know about this writer, then okay, otherwise you can leave it. Richard Hooker. So for Richard Hooker, we know of the laws of the ecclesiastical polity. So B is to be matched with the fourth one. So for B, the fourth one is this one. So the right answer is option third. So in option third, we have such arrangement. So one more I would tell you, that for Thomas Nash, you should remember this name, the unfortunate traveler. Thomas Nash. Among the university wits, we discussed this writer, and then that time we discussed this work. This is a prominent work by him, Unfortunate Traveler by Thomas Nash. Okay, so these two are here. Then we have Thomas Brown. His work is Earn Burial. Earn Burial. And for Robert Burton, we have this work left, that is the Anatomy of Melancholy. Okay, two names you may not, but remember these two works. Richard Hooker is to be matched with the Of the Laws of the Ecclesiastical Polity, and Thomas Nash is to be matched with Unfortunate Traveler. So by this we have the third option right. The next question, the last one, it is also pretty simple one. Now you can easily answer. The theological treatise Ecclesiastical Polity was written by. So very simple, you can go for Richard Hooker. Now other three options, Richard Hakluyt. We shall discuss this writer pretty soon in the Elizabethan period. He is going to be among the next writers we shall discuss. He will be there. Francis Bacon. We shall also discuss him, the famous essayist of the Elizabethan age. And remember, he is also known as the father of essays. He has written essays on almost every topic. You can search him on Google. And then Raphael Holinshed Chronicle. Okay, Chronicle I am saying because this is the name of the man, and he has written a chronicle. That is the collection of the history plays. So one just point as a reference I give you, William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare wrote some history plays, and for that plays or for those plays, he has taken the plot line or the source from Raphael Holinshed's Chronicle. This writer's chronicle, okay, collection of history plays. From there, he has taken the source. Anyway, this is the end of this lesson. So remember just one simple name of the laws of the Ecclesiastical Polity, written by Richard Hooker. So thank you very much for watching this lesson and have a great day.